Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa and I'm always here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday, and I talk about true crime. I also upload every other Sunday, and I talk about important topics. So today is Monday, so I have a new case today. So we're going to be talking about the oldest soft cold case ever, and I think these are one of my favorite topics to talk about just because these are the type of cases that finally it gets solved, and finally it makes serial killers or any murderer that committed a murder so long ago think to, if there are still alive today, that yeah, you're gonna get caught, sir. I'm sorry, it's just not, you can't live happily ever after. You thought that you got away with it, and no sir, I'm just gonna break it to you. You did not get away with murder, unless you're dead. But other than that, if you're still living, you will get caught with murder, and that's how it is. Guys, I'm sorry that I'm doing my videos like these. I haven't gotten my glasses, and even when I do get my glasses, I may do videos just like that depending on the weather outside where I am from, just because the lighting in my room, first, it's not that it sucks, but it's been bothering me. I've been getting massive headache. So yeah, if you've seen my other videos, and I'm like this is the setup that y'all see. Yeah, that's the reason. Before we get started, guys, I love hot Cheetos. I can't eat that much hot stuff just because it don't work with my stomach that well, but I have found some. I like barbecue chips too, so look what I found, y'all. I found my favorite Raffles, and they're flaming hot cheddar and hot cream flavor hot Cheetos, and these are the best Cheetos ever, y'all. If y'all haven't tried them, go try them, go get them. This is a smaller bag. If they had like the big bag, I would definitely get them, but I go to my corner store and by my house, so I don't know if they have the big bag like the regular stores. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the poem of the day, and then we'll go ahead and go straight to the story. I'm not perfect yet. I'll annoy you, piss you off, and say stupid things, but I promise you I will love you more than anyone in the world. And that is the poem of today. So let's go ahead and just jump into the story. So today we're going to be talking about the murder of Katherine and Sheila Lyon. Katherine Mary Lyon, age 10, and Sheila Mary Lyon, age 12, were sisters who disappeared without a trace during a March 25th, 1975 trip to a shopping mall in Washington, D.C. suburb of Winton, Maryland. Knowingly clearly as a lone sisters, their cases result in one of the largest police investigations in Washington metropolitan area history. In 2013, a team of cold case investigating with the Martin County, Maryland police made a break in the case. They focused on Lloyd Lee Wells Jr. They're serving a length prison sentence in Delaware for child sexual abuse. The culmination of a long criminal record that had begun a few years after the girls disappeared, with the burglary arrest in their jurisdiction in September 2017. Wells should plead guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder for the abduction and murder of the 2 sisters. It had long been one of the most high-profile unsolved cases in D.C. area. The girls' remains have never been found. Police records show that during the original investigation, Welch came forward a week after the girls disappeared and falsely told a security guard at the shopping center visited by the girls immediately before they disappeared that he had witnessed another man abduct them there. The description of Welch provided of the other man matched a description that the newspaper and other media already had provided the public. According to the description, a constantly dressed man had demonstrated a new type of audiocast player at the shopping mall as children and teens, including the Lyon sister, gathered near him. A short time after Walsh told this story, the mall security guards trying to cast suspicion on the other man, he was questioned as police station felt a lie detector. Test admitted that he lied, was released, and was not questioned again until more than 30 years later. During the reopening of this case, police discovered that a mugshot taken of Walsh in 1977 bore a strong resemblance to a police scratch of a possible suspect who had been seen starting temporarily at the Lyon sister in the shopping mall. Detectives began interviewing Walsh in prison. He made a statement that further implicated him, although he continued to protest his innocence. One of his relatives told them he had helped Walsh burn 2 heavy bloody duffel bags in Belfort County, Virginia. On July 2015, Walsh was indicted and charged with the girls' murder. There he pleaded guilty to murder. 2 years later, his uncle is a person of interest as well. So we're going to talk about the background in this disappearance of the sisters. Two sisters were born to John and Mary Lyon in Kensington, Maryland. They had an older brother, Jay, who later became a policeman. Their father, John Lloyd, was a well-known radio personality at the WMAL, a local radio station that held by the owner of the ABC television affiliate in Washington and the now Defender Washington Star. He later worked as a victim counselor. The sister disappeared continued to be featured in high-profile stories in the national media for months. Located half a mile away from their homes was the Wynn Plaza shopping mall, now Westfield, Winton, on March 25th of 1975. Katherine and Sheila Lyon walked to the mall to see an Easter exhibit. It was their spring vacation and they planned to have lunch at the Orange Bowl Pizza restaurant, which was part of the mall. They left home between 11 a.m. and noon. Their mother had instructed them to return home by 4 p.m. and when they had not arrived by 7 p.m. the police were called. An extensive search was conducted. Police felt comfortable enough with the accuracy of this timeline to release to the public. So from 11 a.m. to noon, the girls leave home. From 1 p.m., a neighbor child sees both of them girls together outside the Orange Bowl speaking to an undefined man, according to what he later tells the investigator. 2 p.m., the girl's older brother sees them at the Orange Bowl eating pizza together. 2:30 to 3:30, a friend sees the girls walking western down the street near the mall, which would have been one of the most direct routes from the mall to their home. This is the final sighting of the sisters, as the abruptly confirmed by the police. 4 p.m., the curfew set by their mother passes. The girls are expected home and do not arrive. 7 a.m., police are called and the investigation and an active search by professional begins. And that to me is like amazing, because some of these stories, especially when it comes to girls, they're always a runaway. So for them to start this investigation and not see it as a runaway, I think they did an amazing job on that. Police were told by a witness that their sisters were in the Wilton Plaza Mall at approximately 1 p.m. A neighborhood boy who knew the sister reported that he saw them together outside the Orange Bowl, speaking with an undefined man about 6 feet tall, 50 to 60 years old, and wearing a brown suit. The man was carrying a briefcase with the tape recorder inside. That there were also other children around who were speaking into a microphone he was holding. The witness description of the man led authorities to view the unknown person as a prime suspect in the lone sister case, and two composed snatch of the man was created. Police investigating the case follow up on the reports from several people who said they recognized the scratch for the unknown man with the briefcase. Press report indicated that the man matching this scratch was seen a few weeks earlier at the Merle High Shopping Center in Iverson Mall, both neighbors Prince George County, Maryland. These people report that they had approached several young girls and asked them to read an answering machine message, type an index card into his handheld microphone. The police never publicly acknowledged a direct link between those reports and the Lyon sister disappearance. After their disappearance, a friend of Lyon's sister, a girl who was in the age bracket, describes to detectives how long-haired man at the mall had stated the girl so long and so intimately that she confronted him. A sketch artist made a drawing based on his description: white, late teens, early 20s, aching in his face, scars on his left cheek, established dress. The sketch thought appears not to have been widely disseminated. Description from the sister's friend contrasts sharply with the only description of possible suspect that was made public in 1975, that of the well-groomed, convincingly dressed person, eventually labeled tape recorder man. Aside from the major difference in facial features, hair, and clothing, the long-haired man and tape recorder man were several decades apart in age. A week passes. Numerous volunteer groups contain vacant lots of the stream's bed for their sister. The search continued and media attention reached such a fever pitch that on May 25th of 1975, Maryland Lieutenant Gov. Blair Lee ordered 122 National Guardsmen to participate in the search of a Morgan County forest for the missing girls. No trace of the girls were found. Fort Lee's. On April 7th, 1975, about 2 weeks after their disappearing, a witness in Massillon, Virginia, reports seeing the two girls resembling Sheila and Katherine in the area being a 1968 Ford station wagon. The witness stated that the girls were bound and gagged in the vehicle. The driver of the station wagon resembled the man in the public available stash of the prime suspect. The witness further claimed that when the driver spotted the witness telling him he ran a red light and sped west of Route 234 towards Interstate 66 in Virginia. The station wagon had Maryland license plate with the possible combination of DMT6. The last two numbers are unknown due to the bending of the car's plate. The unknown combination was issued in Cumberland, Hagerstown, and Baltimore, Maryland. At the time, the supposed sighting inspired a small army of mobile citizen band, later used to scour the area throughout the evening and into the night, with the running cemetery in charge, but without any tangible results. A search for machine plate numbers failed to precede any information. Although the witness report was a first trade to escapable immediate storm occurred because of it, it was later denied question by police. The disappearance journey caused from psychics, intuitions, attention seekers, several phone calls from people claiming to have the girls and offending to exchange them for ransom money were made to the Lyon family in the immediate aftermath of the sister disappearance. One began with an announcement mailed voice on April 4th of 1975 and demanded that John Lyon leave a briefcase with $1,000 inside in Minneapolis, Maryland courthouse restaurant. He left just $110 in the briefcase as directed by a law enforcement official, just enough to make the crime a felony, but the briefcase was never claimed. The same announcement person called John later and said that there was too many police around the courthouse and he could not retrieve the ransom. John Lyon said he would have to hear the girl's voice before he would do anything else. He never contacted them again. That is sad. That is sad when people, for just attention and for money, they would lie about somebody. You're just making this family pain worse than what it already is, and that is wrong, and I hope you burn in hell. I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry, but I hope you do. Are you that type of person that does that? Lodge reported seeing the girls in Amanda and Mulgard 1 week after their disappearance. The police took down his elaborated statement, however, with giving a lie detector test. He failed in most of his answers. He and his report were discharged. The suspect. First, we had Fred Howard Calfee, was convicted in 1987 for the 1979 beating, strangulation, murder, and molestation of a 10-year-old girl in North Carolina. And as of 2012, he's serving a life sentence after an early death sentence was overturned. In North California, prison authorities learned that he interviewed for a job and was secretly employed in Silver Spring, Maryland, 6 days after the Lyon sisters vanished. Silver Spring is so distant from Welton Plaza. Investigators have been unable to determine if Coffey is connected to the case, and he was never charged in their disappearance. Second suspect that they had, Randall Raffle Milik Sr., was another possible suspect named in press reports. Milik's resident in Southland, Maryland in 1975, not far from the malls in Prince George County, that had reported a man with a microphone approaching young girls. In a family disagreement, Melissa murdered his wife and teen son and wounded another son inside their home in November of 1977. He was convicted of the homicide and sentenced to 40 years in prison based on both prison informants' tips and the McLaren own claims to know something about the Lyon sister case, which she offered to share more fully in exchange for more favorable prison conditions. Authorities searched his former residence in April of 1982, but no evidence was discovered. Melissa died in prison in 2004. John Bernie Clerch had also been considered a suspect. Lloyd Welsh. As mentioned above, Lloyd Welsh provided his own version of events a week after the disappearance. On the same day, the newspaper printed a description of the constantly dressed man carrying a briefcase with audio case recording, holding a microphone. Lloyd Welsh returned to West Plaza Mall and told a security guard he had evidence for the case. He said he had seen a man with a tape recorder talking to two girls and later forcing the girls into a car. According to court records, Money County investigators were summoned to the mall and took Welsh to the nearby police station to interview him. They gave him a polygraph test, and when information that he failed, He admitted that he had provided false information about witness the abduction and was released. And if you are in the true crime committee, polygraph tests do not sit in court. So you could fail and still had done something. You could pass and still do. It just does not. I don't even know why we still use it. A police report was taped up and placed on the top of a transcript for the interview with the word lie written on top. More than 30 years thereafter, information of Walsh's police involvement in the case was accessible only via search of police records. Over the years, many detectives worked on the Lone Girls cold case. However, many had retired by 2013. Sergeant Chris Hallmark, after years of reviewing every detail of the case, ran across Lloyd Welch's statement. He had not read it previously and critical. He also noticed that the mugshot of Welch roughly matched the police scratch created some 30 years ago. Sorry guys, my throat. These, like, I don't know, me personally, I know this is a sign up, but these give me energy. I was so tired, and I was like, you know what, I need to get my ass up. From the details in the film, Hallmark threw out that at minimum Welch had witnessed the crime because he had described the limp of Ray Melissa, and Hallmark still had to not rule out Melissa. However, Hallmark had also learned that Welch had since been convicted of a child molestation. Detectives began working from the new angle, and after doing background work, planning an interview strategy. On October 16, 2013, they had the first interview with Welch. They had feared that Welch would not speak with them. However, on the first day of the interview, Welch spoke with them for many hours. Throughout this long interrogation process, Welch intentionally revealed the truth of the crime hidden in his elaborate frameworks of lies to Detective Dane Davis. Welch's cousin Harry Park told detectives in December 2014 that in 1975 he met Welch at the property of Taylor Mountain Road in Tucson, Virginia. Park said he helped remove two arm-style duffel bags from Welch's vehicle. Each bag weighed about 60 to 70 pounds, and a small light death, according to search warrant affidavit, which was filled and sealed in January 2015. Moreover, Park said the bags had been covered in red stains. Without knowing the contents, Park threw the bags onto a fire. In February 2014, Walsh was openly named as person of interest. In the case, police said Walsh, who was 18 years old in 1975 and has since been convicted of rapes in 3 other states, had been seen paying attention to the sisters. And didn't that what the girl's friend said? That she said he was a little younger than the other person. Yeah, they should have. Never mind. A new lead was discovered as of September 20, 2014. The police searched the woods of Tucson, Virginia, and entered a house in Hillsville, Maryland, citing burned items. The home was that of Welch's parents, and he had lived in the basement. Although the evidence was too degraded to trace any DNA, one room of the basement has significant evidence of blood. One of the detectives used the word slaughter to describe the scene. A year later, in July 2015, Walsh, then serving a length sentence in Delaware on children molestation conviction, was indicted on first-degree felony murder for his alleged involvement in the death of Karen and Sheila Lyon. He was also charged with abduction with the intention to defile. The location of any remains of the girl's body is still unknown. Had Welch been brought to trial without the girl's bodies enter into evidence, it would have been the longest time to have elapsed between the murder and a trial in the body's murder conviction. Unlimited. In the September 2017, Welch pleaded guilty to 2 counts of first-degree murder for the abduction and killing of Katherine Mary Lyon in 1975. He received 40-year sentence for the 2 counts of first-degree felony murder. He was facing this sentence will be served concurrently. There is documentary, The Murder of the Subject of the 2020 documentary Who Killed the Lone Sister, written and produced by, I'm not even going to say the name because I couldn't say it. The documentary follows journalist Mark Byrne's investigation of the crime. Who Killed the Lone Sister was awarded Best documentary and television, best editing and television by the 42 annual Tell Awards, and 2 edition Silver Teals on one of the cinematography and television, and 1 for the true crime. So that is the story, sad story of the Lyon sisters. This story breaks my heart because yeah, it's solved, and we, he's finally paying for the crime, but not knowing you can't bury your kids in the bodies, because they were born burned, and you can't find them. I mean, I don't know, they're still looking. Let's not say. They probably will try to find something, but it's been so long that you never know. But at least they have justice, and they can rest in peace. And people like that should not be in the streets. It's just so sad. It is so sad, but at least it's soft, and at least the parents and the family could get, have some type of justice. I will see y'all this Wednesday with a new video.